Hello, true believers, and welcome to Secret Identity. I am your host and co-creator, Brent Trevor Slattery himself, Birnbaum. You know I'm not going to give myself Simon Williams because I'm going to give that to my co-creator, the man, the myth himself, Mr. Simon Williams, Troy Bond.
The unstable Troy Bond.
And of course, how could we forget our other co-host, Damar Doorman Davis herself, Slater Harrison.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Pop, pop. Pop, pop. He is magnitude.
He is. You know they're laughing at you, right? I mean, that's my theory. That's from Community.
Yeah.
Wonder Man,
which is great because the showrunner Andrew Guest was a writer on Community.
Really?
You see, that's Marvel doing what Marvel does best, which Shorty was a writer, and Shorty was a writer for Community. They do a great job at poaching these Community people and making them Marvel directors. Like that's what the Russo brothers were. They directed the paintball episodes for Community, and then they were like, you know what? We don't really have an idea for what's going to go with these previs for Winter Soldiers. You guys just cook it up and accidentally give us the best Marvel movie that's ever been made, and then we'll try to create that for the next 10 years.
Seriously.
And this comes out where I'm like, where y'all been hiding this? This is cool.
Was there like promo for this? Like I literally was like, what the fuck? Like I got an ad for it, and then you guys texted me in the group, and I was like, yeah, I was wondering about this Wonder Man.
I didn't know or care.
Yeah.
I feel like Marvel's so beaten down at this point after so many misses that they're shocked that they created something good. They're like, wait, this is really good.
Yeah, this writing is kind of fire.
Release Simon. It's time.
Yeah. Well, like I feel like we three know the diversity in which the medium of comics can be explored. Like you can have these grand events like Civil War, or you can have these kind of very cerebral books like Absolute Martian Manhunter. And Wonder Man, to your credit, Brent, the first thing you said to me that made me look at this show completely differently was you were like, this reminds me a lot of the Watchmen, who the lead, whose name I should be able to pronounce. I can't say it. I wish
his name.
I don't know how. I'm just getting the same Samamaku-san. I want to get his name right because I can't shout out. I almost typed in Wonder Woman cast. Gal Gadot was not in this, and that's why.
Oh my gosh. Well, as long as you call fucking Olaf Jigad.
Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Wow.
Yahya. I was his stand-in on the Get Down.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are probably like the same height.
Yeah, same height, same complexion, same build, same everything. They couldn't tell us. They couldn't.
Dude, this guy is awesome. Like,
insane.
And he crushes it in every comic book medium too, as Black Manta, as Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that was. See, I never saw Aquaman, but I heard that him and Tamura Morrison were like the crowning achievements of that movie. Father and son. Yeah. Ooh. And he was the Sandman in the reboot that came out a couple of years ago, or Candyman.
Yes.
Oh, Candyman.
Yeah, he was Candyman.
That was good.
Oh, yeah. That's where I probably recognize him from then.
Yeah, he was
he's a handsome dude.
He is just Billy Cruds.
Yeah.
Billy breadcrumbs. Crud up.
That was like the whole plot point in Watchmen before they revealed he was Manhattan. They just kept going. They're like, dude, this guy's hot.
Yeah.
Show me him naked.
And that was the best reveal.
Which they do.
Regina King's just standing over him, and she's like, "Wake up, baby! They're here. We got to do something." And just the way that episode ended, and I honestly thought they were gonna end. And I will do a full overview too, but maybe it's just so fresh in my head. I thought they were gonna end Wonder Man the same way, and I'm so glad they added that whole thing with him and Travis.
That was so
because
good.
I want to bring this up with you, Brent, because you and I have watched in real time them sort of make Iron Man 3. There's no holy trilogy. There's no holy trinity in Marvel. I'm sorry. It just is not a single trilogy in which all three movies are great. But this, and they've spent the last 12 years or so trying to make Iron Man 3 not a good movie, but by giving us such important plot points from that movie.
I think there is a holy trinity in Marvel in the MCU, but you would disagree with it.
What would you say? Is Cap?
I think Spidey.
Oh, the first three. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. I think all three of those movies are bangers. Cap comes close, but I think First Avengers, like, it's a little below.
Everyone always kind of First Avenger was like it was a little ambitious for its time. I remember like having reverse effects of CGI, being like, wow, they're gonna put Chris Evans' face on that scrawny guy's body.
I'm still not over it. We just talked
hard.
about that last episode.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was hard to watch. And then like
On Mac O'Hara's body.
hey guys, wow, what's up? I could do this.
Cap O'Hara.
R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm like reeling from it.
Gang
Truly
violence.
a comedy gang violence.
I
She went out in a blaze of bullets.
Yo,
She said counting or not counting when we left the kid home alone.
oh my
We're
God.
back, Moira.
But like so what did you know? I'm very curious because I didn't know anything. What did you know about Wonder Man going into the series?
So I knew about Wonder Man because I read a lot of Silver Age comics growing up. So he was a very early Avengers character. But he was a one-off. So basically what happened was Simon Williams...
C-list Avengers, right?
Beyond C-list. He was started off as a villain, actually. Baron Zemo, not the one that we know, Helmet Zemo, but his dad, Heinrich Zemo. He actually recruited Wonder Man to go undercover in the Avengers and take them down from the inside. And Wonder Man has a change of heart. And he's like, you know what? I like these Avengers guys. And he sacrifices himself to take down Baron Zemo. But he's actually kind of in stasis. So for like years, he was just like not really a character. Then Ultron uses his brainwaves to create Vision. So in the comics, instead of Jarvis being the one that is like the basis for Vision, it's actually Wonder Man. Then they eventually bring him back. He starts the West Coast Avengers with Hawkeye. But like as he joins the West Coast Avengers, he starts acting. And that's where that whole acting subplot comes from, because that becomes his day job and he gets really into acting.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
How is it that they were able to adapt all of that into such a brilliant series and they fucked up Moon Knight so bad?
It's insane to me, but I'm also kind of thinking like, because Moon Knight, I hated She-Hulk. I know you liked it. Thor: Love and Thunder, Quantumania, Eternals. I mean, there were so many misses, but since like 2024, there have been a lot of Marvel hits too. I mean, when you think about it, like Deadpool and Wolverine, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, X-97, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Wonder Man, even Daredevil Born Again was pretty good. I mean, like, how many hits does Marvel have to get where we start going, oh, maybe they're kind of back?
The problem is I think Marvel, for a while, had to try to... Marvel has always been playing with the house's money, essentially. Like, it was never through its bankruptcy, through the Sony deal, when they just ended up buying Spider-Man because they said nobody else wants the rights to the other characters. They've always just had someone else's backing. And then Marvel became its own brand. And then it had to fight. Like when Iron Man comes out in 2008, it's now distancing himself from the X-Men, from the Spider-Man. And it's going, Kevin Feige's going, we are the Marvel Cinematic Home Studio. Pay attention to us now. And I think he held on to that brand for so long. And then that brand became where we landed with Endgame, right? And then after Endgame, he just sort of was telling himself, the way I'm looking at it as an audience member, is he was like, oh, there's no way we're going to miss. Superhero movies have become so
I've got the formula.
I've got the formula. I know what I'm doing. And because at the time, DC was not doing well. DC was like holding on with the Snyderverse, and he had proved that the superhero formula had been working. And then it stopped. It's kind of stopped working, because I would say it stopped sometime around Far From Home, maybe a little bit after, but like that's when the public was like sort of privy to the whole, we're going to show up to this movie, we're going to get the third act CGI boss battle, and then we're going to have a post-credit scene that's going to hang us on to the next thing. Wonder Man does something completely separate, where they're like, because there was no marketing for this, nobody really knew where this was going to take place. There's about to be the next huge event in Marvel, which is Doomsday, and they're going to put this Wonder Man thing in there, and you're like, okay, this is weird. You're going to give us this, and you're going to give us Daredevil, and you're going to give us Spider-Man all right before Doomsday, all this street level stuff. And I think it's because they're realizing that realism is sort of the escapism people look for in superhero shows now, or movies now, right?
I really like what you said about how Wonder Man is doing something different, because I think you made a great point. Marvel had figured it out seemingly in phases 1, 2, and 3 with the formula. DC was running around like with a chicken with its head cut off. But there was a third studio that was doing something in the mid 2010s, and that was Fox. And Fox, even though they had some misses, was doing stuff that was really cool and innovative and hadn't been done before. And that's why we got Days of Future Past and Deadpool and Logan, these kind of really breaks from the formula. We got like an amazing Western in Logan. We got
and Legion.
And Legion, of course, Legion, Noah Hawley. Like, that's a great point. And
that's really when we were like, yeah, we got our own thing that we're going to start cooking over here.
Exactly. And so, as like, for instance, as good as Ant-Man was, it would have been so much better with Edgar Wright. And Marvel's starting to realize that. And Wonder Man is almost like the first real break that we're getting of like, hey, let's try something completely new and different and see how it goes.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was getting into. I just like went in bird blind. I was ready to go, and I
nice, Slater.
I was like, are they gonna?
That's how high regard she holds our references.
Yeah,
she's got bird blindness. I've got girl deafness.
So you're like most audiences.
But I was so happy that I did because it was like I didn't know what to expect. I was like, Wonder Man. I was like, that's cool. We have Wonder Woman, and now they're gonna make a man. This is bullshit. Where's Batwoman? And then Troy was like, oh, that's Cat. That's Catwoman.
And there is a
you're like, there is a version. There's
a
female version of all of these.
She's lesbian.
She lesbian, Shrek. That's Batwoman. That's why she in a whole different kind of cave. That's what she's looking at. That's where the clitoris is, Shrek. That's what she want to know. Please, Ricky, leave.
She was just picking her up for a ride.
I was doing at 3 a.m. You sound Batwoman, Shrek. I'm gonna ride home with me and a good Samaritan. I'm whatever Gotham needs me. Sometimes Gotham need to ride home at 3 in the morning, Shrek. That's all I was doing. How you doing, Albert? You sound like it's raining outside. Respucia, I don't know anything about the void. The only thing that was like or multiverses of Eddie Murphy. The only thing that I saw about Wonder Man leading up to this was the line that he had in the audition where he goes, I've been to the void. So it made me going into it think, oh, you were one of the victims of Sentry and Thunderbolt. Sentry was like voiding people all over because I forget how it happens, but like Sentry's like he's a good guy by the end of Thunderbolt, so like he didn't totally get warped. But no, I like how they connected it. They were like, if we're gonna connect this one thing to anything, let's make it the biggest mistake Marvel has ever done, probably in its first phase history, which was the Ben Kingsley Mandarin thing. Because you remember as well as I do how pissed everyone was when that happened. And every time I watch Iron Man,
never see me coming.
America had time for another lesson. Me and Christopher Moltisanti. He wants me to play the boss in his Cleaver movie. And then the thing that got undercut was like Sam Rockwell's incredible performance in that movie, but because of the Ben Kingsley,
Sam Rockwell always gets shafted.
Always getting shafted. It was
he was actually he was Iron Man 2. That Guy Pearce was Iron Man 3, but Guy Pearce kind of sucked in Iron Man. Yeah, but in your defense, there was that short film Return of the King with Ben Kingsley and Sam Rockwell continuing both their stories. Yeah, and I was like, I wanted to see both of them together.
Well, I think my theory is that was supposed to set up Armor Wars, which they've completely abandoned. That makes sense. And they don't know what to do with Rhodey's character, so far as to say they told you in Secret Invasion that he's been a Skrull, I think since the events of Endgame. So like they just I would have much rather have seen an Armor Wars. And it's amazing to me that this got made. I'm just like, because every episode I'm like, this is not like a Marvel. I'm gonna say this is better than Daredevil Born Again.
For sure. Oh, without question. This is the best Marvel TV series we've gotten since Hawkeye.
Wow. Yeah. Honestly. And it was and Josh Allen's wife.
It always sounds like Ellie.
The far more successful of that couple
right now
is Steinfeld.
Yeah, God, such a loss. Such a
loss. Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl. My life sucks too.
Yeah, it's just
we were just watching a Curb episode where the guy killed himself because of the Jets, and I was like,
that has happened for sure.
Yeah,
in real life. That is not.
If I go, you know why.
I'm like, Brent is not a suicidal guy at all.
Said,
and a little bit of the Knicks.
A little bit of the Knicks. A little bit of the Knicks too.
As far as escapism goes, this show is what I really needed this week. And I hope that it does not get swept under the rug because, like you said, it is the best show that they put out.
Yeah, I like that they put out all the episodes in one thing too. They're like, here's this thing that we didn't really market, and here's all of it, and we're gonna get you hooked.
For the first time, I think they've done that too. Marvel.
I haven't.
I think so. Oh, they did it with Echo, but apparently Echo sucked.
Yeah.
I'll echo that.
As many people saw it as she heard it. 0.
And I can't hear her, said Fred.
And well, people watch it because they wanted to see Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
D'Onofrio. My Maya.
Because I have a friend and her last name is D'Onofrio and not D'Onofrio. Weird. I don't know. That's like a Taylor thing. I'm like, how do you
tomato?
Barbara Streisand.
Tomato, potato. Barbara Streisand. Marlon Brando.
Vincent D'Onofrio. Ow.
He's broken.
Ow.
Just put him on a loop.
Put the Knicks on.
The new season of Daredevil is coming out soon, though.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
Kristen Ritter.
Oh,
the
my
suit.
love.
Fisk. What Ritter?
Fisk. Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, the
newly loaded season.
It looked like he had the black suit in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Amazing, because they treated the red one like the plague.
The Childish Gambino song in the background too.
I didn't see that for you.
What song was it?
It dropped last year, but whatever song was playing in the background, that's Donald Glover singing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Asian girls, Jeff Loeb is not on this. Asian girls, Jeff Loeb, Asian girls, Olivia Munn.
It's like a legit. It sounds like a rock song. I'm just like, is this guy like the most talented person that ever lived?
He can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who has had a run? Think about Donald Glover's run, where he's accomplished everything we've ever wanted to do in stand-up. You started off writing for 30 Rock, then you go over and you lead in one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Then you leave that to go create one of the greatest TV shows in history. Yeah. Then you get to be Lando Calrissian. Then you get to now do this whole. I mean, Atlanta is such a great show that I'm still savoring the last few episodes because I just don't want to.
What's crazy is if he just dedicated himself to stand up, we'd be talking about him like John Mulaney.
Well, he honestly deserves it. I think he could float back and forth and be fucking exceptional at all that. It's like those fucking, remember in the high school sports? I know you guys didn't play them, but like
I ran track.
Yeah, I said
allegedly.
And like
I miss in the theater.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that one. Yeah, you could have the.
But they're like they can pick up and do anything.
Yeah.
It's my track field.
He appreciates the reference. James Gunn.
My favorite athlete is William Shakespeare and John Lithgow. Acting genius.
Sure.
We were not athletes, we were thespians.
Acting is not a job, it's a calling.
It's a track that you run around and around.
Are you ready for another lesson?
I think my favorite through line in this, and we're all big Sopranos buffs, the Joey Pantoliano.
Oh, of course. Ralph Cifaretto himself.
You suck, Joe Pantoliano. And then to have him be the okay, let's talk about the story first.
Mm-hmm. So excited.
We've hit our 20-minute mark. Time to get serious. Okay. So Wonder Man.
I'm so ethereal.
I'm super serious.
Essentially, and talking about Childish Gambino and Donald Glover, to your point, like he is one of those people. You just pick up anything.
Yeah, and he's just exceptional.
And then you have this guy, Simon Williams in Wonder Man. This guy, Simon Williams, not in the files. Hey, Simon Williams.
Look a little deeper, you might find him.
Yeah, let's measure it. Let's measure it.
That's
disgusting.
That's gonna be, by the time people see this, they'll know what this means.
Well, they'll know more.
Yeah. So Simon, I think the story is centered around Simon Williams, who's this down and out actor who I think most audiences, especially if you're a consumer of superhero media, will relate to him because he's your classic overthinker. And he has, I think the first time we see him is just one line in an audition, and he has so much subtext that he's written in between. And
For
even
American Horror Story.
for American Horror Story, right? Yeah, and then it gets so bad that like he's jamming up the problems on the set, and then they call Ryan Murphy, and then Ryan Murphy calls back, and then all of a sudden he's out of a job, and he goes to see Midnight Cowboy, and in the audience is someone talking very loudly on the phone. And I don't know if it's kind of like Community with Abed, where they never really diagnosed him on screen with autism, but they definitely put Simon somewhere on the spectrum in this show. Like, or maybe he's just a huge fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he's not on the spectrum, then he's such a dick.
That's
really
just because
I think Simon was such a dick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either one of the two. That's what I was thinking too. I was
Yeah.
Simon.
Simon,
Okay. I
yeah.
thought you were saying Kinsley's character.
No.
Oh, yeah, he was. I love Trevor.
Trevor was great. Simon is either on the spectrum or he's kind of a dick. I'd like to lean toward the fact that he's on the spectrum.
But I
a little
think,
bit.
I don't know. I think it's more so just the artist mentality of being a lone wolf to get your success, and he's so focused that he doesn't have time for.
But those guys are dicks. Like, remember, like Whiplash, like Miles Teller in that movie.
Yeah,
I don't want to hang out with that guy. He's a dick.
You gotta be a cock to get to the
I
top.
was on J.K. Simmons' side.
In both that and the Spider-Man movies,
especially in the Spider-Man movies.
I was in a Reddit room earlier, and they were having a discussion about they were like, would J. Jonah Jameson use AI generated photos of Spider-Man? And I was like, sadly, even he has too much integrity to where
he wouldn't do that because he's a journalist. He really was.
Yeah, I'm glad we all came to that consensus immediately.
That's slander. I resent that. In print, it's called libel.
Doctor Strange, that's good. But it's taken.
It's taken. Hoffman, yes.
Wonder Man. Wonder Man is like
Wonder Man.
Wonder Man. There was, I think it was Godfrey. It was Michael Che, who a few years ago was like, it's amazing to me that the rapper name Young Thug had not been taken, and that's sort of how I felt with Wonder Man.
Yeah,
where I was like, interesting that this hadn't been taken yet, and I wasn't taking the concept of Wonder Man very seriously until how they adapted it into the show, which is it's a movie that Simon, his dad took him to. His dad and his parents being Haitian immigrants, and his dad took him. Everyone has this day, or I hope everyone has this day with their dad. And if you don't, I'm sorry, and that's probably why you watch this podcast.
I'll take you to the movie.
Yeah, where your dad sort of shows you something cool. He's like, hey, here's something that I loved when I was a kid. And when you're a kid, you're like, oh, Dad, show me something. I want to figure out kind of what this is all about.
Now these are ditties.
and
he took him to a porno film. Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, he took him to Blazing Saddles. And
you get in your own booth, son. Come out a man.
They layer the structure of how good of a character Simon is throughout the whole show, because you don't really tell you how his dad dies. You assume that he maybe lost control of his powers, and that's what killed his dad. But we don't really know, and we don't need to know, because it essentially, we established early on that he lost his dad, and his dad gave him the belief in himself to become an actor, and then the loss of the relationship. I'm here in Thespian, Clayface. We're released next year and will be DCU's first flop. Mark my words.
Do you think that the dad died in the fire that he caused, and that's why his brother hates him so much?
I was wondering that. I was waiting to bring that up.
So
I don't think so though. And I'll give you two reasons why. First, I like Troy's point that I like Troy's point that it's way better when he didn't cause his dad's death. If his dad just died of a heart attack or like an aneurysm, or just like it humanizes him way more. Secondly, to his brother hating him, that's actually in the comics. So his brother in the comics, Eric, becomes a supervillain, the Grim Reaper, and they have a rivalry. In fact, the last time we brought up Wonder Man, Troy, was episode 1 of Secret Identity, Kraven's Last Hunt, because J.M. DeMitis originally proposed that story to be Wonder Man and Grim Reaper. And then I think the Marvel editorial board's like, you can just do it with Spider-Man and Kraven. He goes, wait, better. Yeah.
We were sitting right in my bedroom. You were telling me about that. And I remember then.
Days, Biden was the president.
Biden was the president. It was October 5th.
It was October 5th.
2023.
Everyone loves Israel.
I remember.
I don't see the problem.
Then we were having the talk that they were adapting Wonder Man into something, and we both kind of like, Wonder Man, why the fuck are they doing that? And we were like, This is right after the Eternals too, so we were like, Marvel's in its 90s alternative rock era. But who would have thought that this would have brought it back? And continue on with the story of Simon, and you don't really need to watch any previous Marvel to get into this media. Really, I can't think of one single tangible thing that connects it to anything else. But enter Trevor, who was the Mandarin, quote unquote, in Iron Man 3, and he was in Thunderbolts, right? Shang-Chi. That's what he was in. I was trying to remember where he popped up from. He escaped from prison or something. What happened with this?
So in the short, basically, he pretended to be the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And the Mandarin within the MCU was a made-up name, but he pretended to be the leader of the Ten Rings organization. In that short film, All Hail the King, he was broken out by the real quote-unquote Mandarin. And then in Shang-Chi, we learned that was
right?
Exactly. Zhu Wenwu is the actual leader of the Ten Rings, and he imprisoned Trevor for this kind of mockery he made of him. But he liked Trevor so much that he decided not to kill him.
I've never seen this short. I have to check it out.
Yeah, no, the short's great. I mean, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, you can't beat him there. And so you have Kingsley as Travis, and then you have Simon, and they strike up a unlikely relationship, and Travis goes, or Simon recognizes him because he's on the spectrum, and Travis, as they're leaving, goes, I got an audition tomorrow, it's for Wonder Man. And then episode 2, we find out the whole Travis backstory, which is,
I like how you're calling him Travis.
I like how you pointed at me and Troy when he said spectrum.
I noticed that too.
Yeah. Troy goes, he's on the spectrum, and Slater just goes, Brent Troy.
That's his name, right? Travis Slattery?
Well, Trevor. But
Trevor.
You're being polite because you don't know him like that. You know,
Trevor.
I could call him
Trev.
Yeah.
Trev. Right. Sorry.
T-Dog.
And so we find out in episode 2 that, I guess, post the events of, it's kind of hilarious when you think about it. After Shang-Chi is over, which was in San Francisco, he must have just looked around and been like, well, I guess I'm just going to go to LA and go back to being an actor.
Shout out to him flying into LA. I mean, he could have driven. It's like a 6-hour drive. He probably wouldn't have been arrested by TSA.
Yeah.
Well, then there wouldn't be a show.
Yeah. And so the Department of something corrections,
damage control.
Department of DODC tells him, hey, look, there's this guy, Simon Williams. He's incredibly unstable. You get all the intel on him and we won't send you back to prison. And he essentially does that. And Simon's like this lone wolf who's a lot like the character of Wonder Man, and the relationship of Wonder Man and Barnaby is like Travis and or Trevor and Simon.
The White Russian.
Every time I watched that back editing, I was like, can I just go over myself saying Martian?
You got me saying it at the end too.
Yeah, yep. And I made sure. Roll the tape.
And so they after we find out, after they become friends, and Travis has this whole gambit. Trevor has this whole gambit set up with the FBI. What happens from there, Brent?
So yeah, he sets up this whole gambit with the FBI, and so he
runs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Department of Damage Control. Yeah, that's when he runs into. That's when he runs into Trevor at the screening of Midnight Cowboy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and
on the phone, very loud.
On the phone, and he's kind of starstruck. He's like, "Wait, I know this guy. Not only is he the Mandarin, he did all these other acting jobs." And they strike up a friendship, and that's when you start to. And then Trevor lets slip that there is an audition for a Wonder Man movie coming out, and Simon's interest is piqued because he's loved Wonder Man his whole life, and every actor feels. I don't know. I can't speak for this because. Stand up, not an actor, but I believe they're implying that most actors feel there's that one role. Like, if I get this one role, this will change my life. It's very much like Johnny Fontaine in The Godfather. Like, this will change everything for me. Like Sinatra with From Here to Eternity. That's what Simon is for Wonder Man. He goes, this movie's meant everything to me. My father showed me this movie. Like, I need to play Wonder Man. And so he gets to audition there. He runs into Trevor again at the audition. But again, this is all the Department of Damage Control getting Trevor to get close to Simon so they can confirm that he is a superpowered individual. And that's got my one complaint about the show, because other than that, I thought the show was amazing, is I feel like they wasted that actor who played Cleary, the guy from the Department of Damage Control, because he is one of my favorite actors on TV. Stewie from Succession. He's so funny.
He's so good. Yeah. He was just in a movie I watched with him and like Kate Hudson. It was super random. It was called Shell. Crushed it. He was like playing a doctor scientist person, and I'm just like, he's always in a lab coat, I feel like.
He's so, even in No Way Home, he had some funny lines. Like when he was interrogating Ned and
oh my God.
Yeah, and Ned's like, I was Peter's guy in the chair. He goes, dude, half my guys are guys in the chair.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been in a lot of very interesting, like different kinds of projects.
He's so funny. Like, and to not, and this is a funny show. I mean, you got the guy from Community doing it. Like, so to like not give him really any comedic lines, I'm like, all right, that's kind of a miss.
I felt like Marvel humor sort of came back. Best personified by when Trevor had his audition, and then the lady was like, where's he been all these years? And she was like, I think he was a terrorist. I was like, that's really funny.
And when they, the third episode, when they get to the director's house with the shoes, and then they walk in.
Oh, that was funny.
Does she have shoes? And then her pants are so
I don't know.
Like,
that's the type of thing I would freak out about too.
Yes. That's the tiz.
Yeah, that's I was thinking like from
it's not the tiz. That's anxiety. It's obsessive compulsion. Not every mental health issue is autism.
So as somebody who has anxiety and is Gentile, I was thinking of my most Jewish anxious friend and being like, there's so much common ground here. But I felt like there was just so much common ground.
Well, who were those one pair of shoes? We never found out.
Yeah, we never did. They were hot girls before she was coming to drop him over the country that he was dropped in Superman.
Oh my God.
That guy had a great Marvel DC year that year too. Was James Gunn just outside of the studios being like, all right, whoever, because he was Netanyahu in Superman.
Oh, that's right, he was.
Yeah,
Netanyahu.
No one's ever gonna be able to tell me differently. Fuck you, Pimple. They spoke a Slavic language. Fuck you. Everybody knew exactly.
He also looked just like David Ben-Gurion, who was the first prime minister of Israel.
Yeah,
like, literally just like him.
What was happening there? James Gunn talking about, we wrote this way before that all happened. Really? You wrote this movie before the 40s, James Gunn? I digress.
He was there. But
what were we gonna say?
No, I was just going with the storyline.
Yeah.
So then they strike up their friendship. They do all that, the audition, whatever. And in the back of your head, you're like, when is this gonna drop?
Well, that's
other shoes.
I think that's what's so great about this show is like you're always there's such intense buildup, and there's always a payoff. Like everything it builds up pays off, and it happens for these characters, and you don't get like it's like the anti-Spider-Man equation where like we've talked about this, Brent. Where like Dan Slott said, it's my job to give your favorite character the worst day of his life ever, and it's just going to keep getting worse. With Wonder Man, it felt like at the end of every episode, he got what he wanted. But it came at such a heavy cost, and then at the end, he had the decision where he could have just let Travis stay there, but he went back and he did all that, and that's the integrity of the character. Like,
but I think it's because his personality and everything, his trajectory. Like he's one of those people. Like even when you get it, now it's even more of a problem because he's so in his head.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, thanks, but he can't even enjoy the win because he's worried about the next thing that he has to do. And I'm like.
That's why he learns box breathing.
Yeah, right. And that's why Kingsley was such a good partner because they really were like yin and yang.
Well,
and go ahead.
Oh yeah, well that's what makes the that's what makes this. Thank you for the deference.
And back to Brent.
My theatrical friend.
Back to Brent with the weather.
This podcast is a three-parter. I think that's where the show really thrived, was as a buddy cop like kind of show, just like watching these two together. I couldn't care less about the wider MCU. Sorry about
I just got you. I find your lack of clout disturbing.
Oh my gosh.
But to your point about it connecting to a larger MCU, I think the point for me where that happened was that scene where the kid who had the GoPro footage and like the whole bike debacle, and then the guy shows up with the gun, and that's when I was like, I don't give a fuck about Sam Wilson right now. I don't care about Dr. Doom. I love that this exists where it does, because that was, and they even brought it up, like Simon said to Joe Pantoliano, like, that everyone always talks about you and De Niro in Midnight Run, but like you were the real comedy of that movie. And like in that scene where he's walking up to the house and he's talking about how to play a cop because of a Law and Order episode he did like 10 years ago. And then the woman immediately goes, "Aren't you the Mandarin?" And then it falls apart. And I'm just like, this is brilliant.
The quick comedic fucking exchange.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It was so funny.
And their personality, because they are very similar, because they're both actors, they're both really into the arts, they both really like method act, they get into the characters, and like they're very similar, but like the way they handle things is extremely different.
I think they're experienced too. They're at different ends of their career.
Well, and why that freaking part when they're at Kovac's house and he's saying on the balcony there, like, you're just a sum of all your experiences. That whole
so good.
I was like, I might cry. Like, it was so, he just said it so poetically. I mean, and he's just quoting Shakespeare throughout this whole fucking shit. So like anything he says is just beautiful.
Yeah.
But that like hit, and then that helped him. But before that happened at the house, I just thought it was so funny that it looks like they're like a fucking, you know,
when he gets the
drug
callback.
house.
Yeah.
It looks like they're making whatever, and then they're just the peach candy rings or whatever.
Yeah.
So these are actually quite good. It's because you didn't have one yet. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's sour.
We can trust him.
Yeah, he's like, I like
man.
this one. And then they're like, he's gonna shoot Jade, and he's like, let him shoot.
Let him shoot. That's okay.
We picked the wrong one. Well, but I think that's at the core of Trevor and who he is. I think Trevor was picked to be the Mandarin because at his core, he's a great actor. He's really good at what he does, but he had substance abuse issues. He let that get in the way, and that's what led him on the path to get in with Aldrich Killian and become the Mandarin. And it's kind of his way of saying to Simon, hey, don't do what I did. Like, don't give in to your vices. Like, you are not this one thing. I am not just my addiction. I am all my collective experiences. You're not just your superpowers. You're all your collective experiences.
Yeah, and there's an underlying sadness to the tone of the show, which you and I felt when we were watching it, because like right from the jump, you know, or I guess by episode 2, you know, Trev is playing Simon for a fool. And then so when he gets to when the journalist sits down with them for the dinner, and she pretty much is telling everything in front of Simon. She's like, you were caught at LAX. Did you cut some kind of deal? And Simon's like figuring it all out. That is there for you the entire series, because you are loving everything that Trevor's doing for Simon, but you also know, oh, you're kind of a slippery little fuck, aren't you? And then he ends up doing the integral thing to do, which was put himself on the line for Simon. But like,
that was awesome.
That was incredible. And I loved when they did that.
Yeah, such a sophisticated class act kind of vibe. But it's a classic trope of like, you know, you did like in stupid like rom-com shit, you know, they're like, you can't like her, you gotta fake her, I'm gonna pay you to date my sister or whatever. And then they fall in love with them, and you're like, oh yeah,
I did sense that
coming.
And I saw
for our listeners, Slater's favorite movie is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Favorite movie of all time.
The sequel.
The squeakquel. 10
10
Things I Hate About You. 10 Things I Hate About Chipmunks.
Shipwrecked.
Oh my god. When he gets the bacon, make sure the pig squeals.
Make sure the pig squeals.
Send the turkey home.
Leave the turkey
like,
home.
Those crazy. The writing in this is so funny. Like, you get comedy and like such a quick punch when you're least expecting it, and it like brings the whole like kind of low vibe tone of the sadness, and you're rooting for the character, and then it makes it like lighthearted again, and that's kind of what Kingsley's character does in general. But their whole like acting experience around the mansion with the director and stuff was so, I was like, I want to do that. Totally. But like
that scene with the pretty woman thing was kind of gutting.
It was
gutting.
Yeah.
Did you get absolutely duped by him punching the fucking hole through the guy's face?
Yeah. I was like, is this type of show?
I was bored. We were both like, and they let it go for a while.
I was like, did Boots Riley take over like the creative process here? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Flip that script. Punch him in the face.
Wow, great. I can't even remember what the name of that movie was.
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you. Incredible pull there, Brent. Wow, you saw Sorry to Bother You? Oh, that a lot of people. That's like the Blair Witch. You either loved it or you hated it.
That movie was amazing.
What is it?
It was the movie with the guy from Atlanta and Keith Stanfield, and Boots Riley directed it. And you think the movie's about a whole thing, and then spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it.
I want to watch it.
Well, then save it for me, because I made her watch Bo Was Afraid, so I stopped recommending bad crazy movies.
Why'd you even bring that up? But I have extreme PTSD. I can't even look at Joaquin the same. I'm afraid.
The movie does star Slater's ex-boyfriend Armie Hammer, but
yes, yeah. And she's missing a rib.
You've been a little too hard.
There, to Brent's point about like the Boots Riley director, there's a point in Sorry to Bother You where the movie just completely takes a left turn, and you're like, what? Okay, what the fuck just happened? And then
giddy up.
Yeah, that's the closest I could say without like spoiling, but you're just like, I remember watching it in the theaters, and I was one of those people that fucking hated it. And then I watched it a second time at home, and I was like, this might be one of the most brilliant movies I've ever seen. But Wonder Man succeeds in that creating that feeling for you in the span of like a minute, because what happens is like Simon he has to conceal these superpowers that he knows he has, and
he can't control them.
And he can't control it. We get that whole great Doorman episode, which you told me, you pointed out episode 4. I wanted to give you the floor for episode 4 because that was when you were like, that's the trippiest one. And
that one reminded me the most of Fargo.
Which one?
That one reminded me the most of like Noah Hawley's
Fargo.
Because like every season they'll do like that kind of random episode that seemingly has nothing to do with the plot, but really kind of illustrates everything that's going on. And that's what that episode was.
Yeah, the Doorman and the thing. My thing with that is I'm okay with the whole, it's like the Avengers, Spider-Man, Insomniac problem where Spider-Man's defending the whole city, but you have to constantly swing past Avengers Tower, and you're like, where are these guys at? Why am I doing this all by myself? So when Doorman is like developing his powers, my first thought was like, why haven't the Avengers contacted him? How many times are the government going to implement these no superhero programs and realize they're not going to work? And then I'm like, oh, by this time in the timeline, Manhattan was just fully attacked by an alien army from another dimension. They're not really going to give a shit if this guy can turn himself into a door.
Yeah. Relies on it with the fame and everything. Yeah. And I was like, you fucking got what you deserve, buddy.
And I think that's what's canonically the best joke in this whole show is Josh Gad is canonically missing in the MCU. He's just missing.
That was great.
Craziest pull. I want to shout out Disney for finally allowing themselves to poke a little bit fun at their own property, because like there's even that moment where he's rapping in the club
and he's like, I'm melting.
And he's like, yeah, and he's like, I'm fucking melting. And then he's the first person to go through Doorman, and he's like, come inside me, and he just sort of steps in and he's like, it works. And
come on out, guys.
And he's an actual comic book character.
Yeah,
he's so funny.
And like everything from that, I already loved the first 3 episodes, but then from 4, which is like the midway point, I was like, I don't know where they're going with this, but I know if Marvel has greenlit it up to this point, it's either going to be really great or it's going to give me a She-Hulk last episode. And I was really hoping for not a She-Hulk episode, because I can't defend that to you twice, Brent. I just can't do it. I can maybe do it one time, and it took a lot of effort. I can't, but I was ready.
You know who's a big She-Hulk fan?
Who?
Friend of the pod, Hat Guy, Alex.
And so is I'll tell you who is also a big She-Hulk fan. She-Hulk, Tatiana, I forget what her last name is.
Maslany?
And they wanted her to come back for Secret Wars, but she refuses to work with the mouse until they get more in line with not bending over to the current regime. And I was like, really? Wow, that's really
good
powerful.
For her.
Yeah. Good job, girl. Okay. That's why Mark Ruffalo's not going to be in Secret Wars. He's even come out and said, like, all my friends, I didn't realize we're very Zionist. Yeah. And
he was still like, took that Spider-Man check, though.
He's going to get that Spider-Man check, and then we're probably going to have a dead Hulk, and then we'll get a rebooted Hulk. But back to Wonder Man, this doesn't have to connect to anything else in the MCU. In my opinion, this can continue as its own standalone series. I'd like to see maybe 2 more seasons. I mean, you really don't see him being Wonder Man until the epilogue, right? Where he's helping out that guy, Chase, whatever. And he's like, get in shape, and he pays off his medical debt. I guess I'm skipping ahead of some of the plot here. So the Wonder Man audition comes down to Trevor and Simon, and they're battling out, they're duking it out, and then they go to Netanyahu's house and they audition, and
but they're up for different roles.
They're up for different roles.
Yeah.
It's Simon is up for Wonder Man,
right?
Trev is up for Barnaby, and Barnaby is the guy who portrays Wonder Man in this script.
Yeah, there was like a parallel.
There was a parallel where they're
driving a little on the nose, but it was okay.
Yeah, well, it was when they were driving back from the mom's birthday, and he was like, Barnaby betrays Wonder Man, and then he pulls over, like, how could that have happened? That's his best friend. And then that's the moment where Ben Kingsley then takes his mic out, and he broke the SD card, so they would have tape of him saying, I've had these powers, because that's what he really needed to stay out of prison.
Simon, then, do I have to say it? I'm not the fucking rat. I'm not the fucking rat.
What are you on, your period?
Could I be Wonder Man? Yeah, I think so. Simon, I don't want to be Wonder Man. I don't want to be. Heavy lies the crown.
He plays it so well.
Yeah.
He's always that kind of conniving character too, where he's like eating his way to the top.
Yeah.
Like,
and when he was Gandhi.
Yeah. I have to sleep in bed naked with these girls to prove I'm solid.
Good as people made him out to be. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm glad that didn't come from me or your friend.
It wasn't.
That's true. I'm just not saying shit.
It's worth a Gandhi Google.
Yeah, look up Gandhi and Mother Teresa. Change your whole fucking shit.
Your whole shit, man.
And then tell Janice Danielle I said both of those things, and then she'll call me and scream at me.
Oh god.
But the always. I mean, at this point, what have I got to
Fuck.
I'm the man who killed Charlie Kirk. We get to the point in the show where this is what I'm talking about, where like they work so hard to get something and then they get it. Simon gets Wonder Man, Trev gets Barnaby, and then we get the episode after that, which is like the production, and it's like him learning. It's a callback to like his first time on set, where the first time on set he had to walk, now he gets the cart. Because those are for day players.
Yeah, and his trailer was like
decked the fuck out.
Bigger and nicer.
He didn't have the desk over the toilet.
Yeah.
And then that's when
we don't even get toilets at some comedy clubs.
No.
It's outside.
There was one I had to take a dump back at my hotel room.
I thought you were gonna
Magneto's a morally complex character.
Shitting on the street. I just saw you hunkered down.
I do want to say,
I would love it.
This is how good of a person Brent is. If there was a bathroom in that green room and he didn't want to use it because he thought it was just for the headliner, and then so he went back to shit at the hotel.
I asked Tori one thing. I said, Tori, can you just click the button on Troy's camera? Because I am shitting my brains out here because we just ate Chili's after a 5-hour drive. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm really busy doing nothing.
God, I remember that so vividly. I just picture it's like that. There's a little hill between the club and the hotel, and like you have to. There's like no point in Ubering because the club is right next to where the hotel is, and like it's just I just picture you having the shits and like going down the tiny hill and running and whatever. I'm bringing up a memory that's very specific.
The important thing is I made it.
Magneto is a more complex character.
With different bands.
I mean, I have like 4 stories if I've read from different parts of the world.
Just shitting everywhere. 50 Shades of shit.
There was
shitting around the world.
I knew when
just shit.
I bring up the infamous Western Canada tour all the time, but I remember I was wearing this sweatshirt and Slater was on death's door. And we're in the green room in Edmonton, Canada. And she really trucked to get to the show. And I tried to keep her home as hard as I could. And she was just doing the girl thing. Like I can't go. I have to go. I can't go. I'm all the way out here. And then we get there. And I stopped fighting her when I realized she'll be in the green room with Brent Hypochondriac Birnbaum. He's not going to let her call for more than 10 minutes before sending her home. And I remember coming backstage and just seeing Brent. And I immediately went, knew it. I
was like, you gotta get the fuck out of here.
Hey, I did my time.
You chugged a beer on stage too.
Yeah. That gifted you by the audience.
Doctor's orders.
It's an incredible set. If anybody wants to watch somebody doing stand-up on Death's Door, it's on Slater's YouTube profile, and you wouldn't be able to know the difference because she gave an incredible performance, much like Simon in his IBS that riddled him throughout this entire series. And then we find out that, or the journalist Kathy Friedman, I think was her name, tells at a dinner. Kathy, she's at a dinner with Simon and with Trev, and she's like, Trev, you were arrested by the DODC after your stint as the Mandarin. And Simon's like putting it together, and he's like, did you cut a deal? Did you not cut a deal? This is my one friend on the planet. Oh my God, what happens? And he goes, for some reason, self-sabotage perhaps.
Well, because he finally like got relief from, you know, his family and the ex-girlfriend and everyone, and the New York Times writing about that. So he finally like literally had 2 seconds of like, oh man, my brother said nothing about it. I'm safe. I'm good. And then he finds
the relief was called Preparation H.
Yeah. And he finds out the guy next to him, it was the freaking problem all along that was risking his whole secret. And oh God, yeah, that.
And he loses it.
Yeah.
What are his powers? I couldn't really tell. I think there's something about ions at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of vaguely defined. I mean, in the comics, I think he's basically indestructible. Like,
I thought he was like a Captain Marvel type.
Yeah, he is. He's insanely powerful, and I think, but in the show, it's kind of vaguely defined. It's like, yeah, exactly. We know he causes shockwaves. He's got some kind of super strength, but he loses his shit. He destroys the set. This is not like some small kind of like kitchen fire. This is like a huge explosion. Everyone in LA sees it. And that's when Trevor like really kicks in. He's like, hey, I got to have my dudes back. And that's
because before that, he was like, I don't know how we'll figure it out. I don't know how we're going to do
this. He goes, but I'll do it. He goes, yeah, that's great for you. And he's like, Simon, I don't have much time. He goes, but I got you covered. And that's the epic moment when he makes another Mandarin video. He goes back in the Mandarin outfits and he's like, America, ready for another lesson.
Oh, that's really good, man.
Oh, it was so good.
The Hollywood machine has always been intertwined with the American
What do you
military.
mean you're regulated? You're regulated to be able to say whatever you want to on a podcast. What do you mean you're regulated? That's my name. So he calls himself into the DODC, and he's like, it's been me you should have been worried about the whole time. And homeboy from Succession.
Yeah. He's like, I know, like, it's not the arrest I wanted. Yeah. And then he
this is the arrest.
To him, and he's
like, I'll let you pretend to be the Mandarin.
And then, but Kingsley stays in character, and he's still like the Mandarin, and he's just like, do you understand? Trevor Selasky or whatever the
that was the character.
That was the character. It's beyond you. Or
brilliant.
In there, and like that self-sacrifice. It was so great because he did get the role of a lifetime too, and he's still a striving actor. So that to give all that up was very selfless, and I'm glad that it worked out that way, because when that episode started and they're like they're going to the apartment, I was duped for a second, and then I realized he's going to the other one, and I was like, damn, dude, that was crazy.
He had his moment, Trevor, to finally be the hero, and he even said it to Simon. He was like, I've had many opportunities in my life. I fumbled every single one of them.
I've had many opportunities to be a hero.
Don't fumble the one you've got.
Just why would all of a sudden I become a terrorist and blow up a
studio? I was never on the island with Bill Gates. And so Trev self-sacrifices, and Simon's manager, who finally believes in him.
Yo, she sucks.
That's the premiere.
Honestly, the person who was supposed to play his manager / agent is one of my favorite character actors, and they had to recast the role because of the actor strike. It's his name's Jerry Burns. Have you guys ever seen Angie Tribeca? Or you see, he's the lieutenant on Angie Tribeca. He's the therapy leader in Breaking Bad that Jesse Pinkman just explodes on. And in Justified, he's like my favorite character on that show.
Wow.
That was supposed to be his agent?
That was supposed to be his agent, and he just couldn't do it after the actor strike.
The strike,
I don't know how to fake that voice in the phone car.
In
the phone car? What the hell
phone
is
car. And then the agent...
Take that phone call in the car. You know what he said.
In the phone car.
We get this big moment.
Phone car here.
Get your phone cars.
Simon's big moment finally happens. He gets his big break. Everyone believes in him. Everything's worked out. And his agent asks, what do you want to do next? You don't have to do this Shonda Rhimes thing. Trevor was right. Maybe you should have waited. What's the next opportunity that Simon wants? And then it just cuts. And then I'm like, did they just give us a Watchmen ending? Remember Regina King steps on the pool and then it just cuts. Like, oh, I would have been okay with it. And then we get this incredible, I'd say about 12-minute epilogue of Simone going to Mexico or somewhere in a remote area, and
something like desert town,
some
like Palm
desert town.
Springs or something, I don't know.
And he's under the guy. He's working with some blue collar guy under the guise of telling him, he's like, "Hey, I'm doing your job in a movie, and I want to research it." And the guy's like, "Really, me? All right, you can follow me and my family around." And Simon goes and he finds out that the guy had just like had his family. His daughter was sick, and there was this huge medical debt that was stricken. Salmonella.
Wouldn't it be terrible if he picked the wrong guy? He was like a Klansman. He's like,
"Oh, do you want rice? Oh, let me stop you for a little bit, man.
I want to play you in a movie." He goes, "I want to shadow you everything you do." He goes, "Everything? Yeah. Wherever you go, I go. You sure?
Can't go there after sundown."
No, I'm doing Black Klansman too.
Black or Klansman? Black Klansman too. The Klansman saved Christmas.
The squeakquel.
And we find out that there is no movie role, and Simon is talking to the CEO of the raft that Trevor is in, and he gets into there, and Trevor's telling him, he's like, "Who replaced me in the movie?" And he's like, "Was it De Niro? No. Who was it? Come on, tell me." No. And that's funny because Joe Pantoliano had replaced his character on South Shore Hospital, which we find out in the second episode.
Yeah, that was.
And then he ends up replacing him in the Wonder Man movie. And the series ends where Simon doesn't have to do this. Trevor essentially made the sacrifice so he can live his life, but we're not seeing Trevor be an actor. We're seeing him be something more, something bigger. He's the hero. Something bigger. And so Wonder Man's. I don't even think he Wonder Man's. I think it was just angry black man's strength. The bars off the bars, and then he Wonder Man's and charges himself up, and then he grabs Simon, and then just that beautiful shot with the jet stream of them flying off, and then
like the Rocketeer.
Like the Rocketeer, and then it's
good.
just Wonder Man. And every time a title card dropped in this show, you and I either said it one episode or we both said it at the same time. Every single time they drop the Wonder Man title card, you just look at it and go, "This is so good," which is not a reaction I've had to a show since like Better Call Saul.
It's kind of like the Invincible.
Yeah.
Or the Watchmen title card too. Like just be integrated into the show.
Yeah.
But it was cool that I was like, he's gonna fly, he's gonna go up,
yeah,
he's gonna go up straight. Yeah. And so I was like, oh my god, this is great. Because then you hear the voiceover of the guy, the fucking Succession guy, and he's like, yeah, well, you better, like, he's actually the most imminent threat. Like, he's super dangerous.
Or greatest asset.
Or our greatest asset. Yeah. So that's setting up for season 2, hopefully. But so then he's saying that, like, yeah, if he learns to control this, like, ionic energy, whatever the fuck, then he's our greatest, threat or asset. But because throughout the whole series, the
reason why he said that too is because they went over the crime scene and they realized that he had touched every ion of the explosion that happened on the movie set, showing like how powerful he was.
That's why throughout all the episodes, he's like kind of he can't control it, and it usually happens when he's angry.
Yeah,
and like towards the end, it seems like he can manage that energy now, which is what they were kind of worried about. Because then he's not angry; he's just getting his buddy out. It's the opposite of anger. He's saving him out of love and care. So now he's using it for,
and
control it.
Who was the person that probably helped him out on his journey of controlling that? The person who helped him with the box breathing.
Donald Trump.
Well, I gotta look at this guy. You look at him and you look at him and you go, I wonder if he was born in this country.
I have box breath.
What kind of man he's?
You breathe in.
He ate my dog.
You breathe in for 4 seconds. Too long. Just breathe out. Just keep breathing out.
4 is even and 3 is gay.
Don't smell that.
I just shit myself in a cabinet meeting. But overall, it was. I don't think since the ending of the 3rd Spider-Man movie, where No Way Home, I will say that swinging sequence is completely sauceless. There's no sauce to that shit at all. There's no aura. It's just really bad. But it's the best part of that movie because you're like, oh, he finally has the thing that there's like this trope of like, you're not being robbed of anything. You're being stripped away from what you thought you needed in order to be great. And that's why I love that. As sauceless as Peter swinging at the end of that movie is, I love it because he finally realizes he doesn't need anyone. He's got himself. He had to make the sacrifice that he had to. Wonder Man was the only time I felt like they've ever replicated that ending feeling where like you're sad for the character, but you're hopeful for the character's future. Like when they bust out of that prison, and then you're like, I don't care about, because I don't think as an audience member you can really relate to a character becoming a movie star. But you could relate to a character having to sacrifice a lot to do the right thing because your friend may have done that for you too. And even if that friend betrayed you, that's not an end all to the friendship. There's still a way to sacrifice it. And sometimes the bigger man has to be an even bigger man or woman.
Wonder Man.
Or Wonder Man. And that's what he does. He rises to the calling because they ask him, what do you want to do next? And then it doesn't cut to him in a series. It goes to cut to him saving his friend.
I love that you said Spider-Man 2 because that was almost one of my biggest takeaways from this, which is that I think the new Spider-Man is going to be awesome because the other showrunner on this, Daniel Destin Cretton, well, the guy who did Shang-Chi was very good. This was great. So, and he's also doing Brand New Day. I mean, the guy might be the new Russo brothers at Marvel.
Yeah, and Awkwafina is playing Tombstone, which I find amazing.
Oh my god!
Fuck is you talking about, Spider-Man?
At least she doesn't have to code switch.
Problem is that is the problem. But I left Wonder Man going into it. I had no idea what it was. I kind of was like, at this point, I'll watch any Marvel thing. You slap the logo on it, good or bad. It's like pizza or sex. At the end of the day, it's still good because you've had pizza or sex, regardless of how shitty it was.
I've had one of those things.
This far exceeded my expectations, and it made me appreciate the Martian Manhunter book we read recently a little bit more because I drew a lot of parallels between that. And just like I love when a character, there's something to be said for like a Batman or a Spider-Man or a Superman where it's, this horrible thing happens to you your first part of your life, and then you spend the next 2/3 being great, and everybody knows everything about you. You can kind of go into Wonder Man not knowing anything about it and leave it being like, I don't even really want to watch any Marvel projects for a minute because that was the best kind of fucking Marvel thing I've seen them do for a long time. Long time.
And his eye changing colors is so cool.
Yeah, yo.
That was a really cool one. Like, I like all the special effects. It was like just enough. It wasn't too much, and it wasn't like they were leaving me for more. Never too much.
I've always said we need more Luther Vandross on this podcast.
Listen, someone had to crack Luther Vandross so good that he wrote Never Too Much. Think about that.
Oh my gosh. Never coming out.
Or maybe he was doing the crack.
Yo. But speaking of music and shit, the soundtrack to this is so good.
Soundtrack's amazing.
Fucking Linda Ronstadt. That's a throwback. That's a throwback.
What was it that Ben Kingsley said? Where he was like
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. Was it Linda Ross? He's like, I love Cecile.
Oh yeah, no, that's
the Goga, Belinda Carlisle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good.
Feel it. And talk about.
I feel like we've sang that before. We should karaoke for your birthday. That song.
No, starting early.
Obviously, I know 2:00 or 2:30. Everybody's
2:30. Yes.
Yeah, 2:30. The Fabby time.
That's next Saturday, right?
Next Saturday, yes.
That's what I thought.
Nice, and give the address for all our friends.
Don't give the address. I love you guys. I love the true believers. I do, but we can't fit that many people in one space.
I mean, we've sold out every live secret event.
Friends everywhere.
Friends everywhere. He sacrifices a karaoke song for a bridge he will never see.
Do you know how much I've sacrificed?
But he won't ever blow it up.
On the subject of birthdays, though, our good friend Troy Bond recently celebrated a birthday, and unfortunately, I was in LA at the time. But
fortunately, now you can group me in with your 30s jokes. I already see him glossing on your face. I can't imagine.
He's in his 30s, and to commemorate it, I have a comic book that we've never talked about, but we love this character, and it's signed by the creator themselves. It's Darkwing Duck.
Oh my god!
Launchpad McQuack.
Launchpad McQuack. best friend.
Oh, and it's an issue. Oh my god, man. Oh man, that hit me right where I quack. You know what?
Love you, buddy.
I'll not even charge you for it. Tell them to put it on my bill. Not a joke. Thank you, man. That means the world to me. That's going right up on my mantle of Brent birthday gifts.
Yeah, that's cool.
The best ones. And every time I see I went through a 3-month painting phase, and Brent got the first painting I ever gave him. And every time
I did. Oh yeah.
There's just there's
Do a
no ooh, a little toy.
Quick view. This is the mouse print I was telling you guys about.
Oh, whoa!
Side by our
yeah.
Wow. Love
Man,
that.
that is just chilling to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's Troy's painting.
Oh
man. Well, I mean,
now show us your bedroom. Show us where the magic.
Shows that the magic never happens. The thing that I was thinking about watching this show is I was thinking a lot about you, Brent, because we sort of came together at times in our lives where we had the Simon and Trav dynamic, just a lot of late nights and a lot of coming together through the love of shared
gooning,
shared love of gooning and comic books. And these two got to come together through the love of acting. Although, unlike the two of them, there's no ulterior motive, and I just really every single episode I kept watching genuinely, and Slater can attest to it because I wouldn't shut up about it. I think after every single episode I was like, I'm just so lucky to have a friend like Brent.
No, it's right back at you, both of you guys. Love you both.
Love.
And I loved Wonder Man.
I loved it too, and there were some Easter eggs. Tell them.
Yes, 2 Easter eggs that I saw.
Tell.
When Simon is in the trailer standing and confronting Ben Kingsley. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Confronting Ben Kingsley about what the reporter had just said to him. There's a movie poster behind Simon, and it's the original Planet of the Apes 1968 poster where it's the cage where all the humans are in the cage and the apes are battering at the cage. And I very, very much saw Simon as like the human in the cage there while the apes are out there battering. And in the last episode, when he's looking at the news, after he's on the phone with Travis, there's protein powder on the top of his fridge. Guess what brand it is? I didn't even know this existed in Marvel. It was Hulk protein powder.
Oh, that's awesome.
Simon canonically uses Hulk whey, creatine protein powder, whatever to get buff because he's a pretty cut dude. And yeah, exactly. and so those are my two.
Oh, that's awesome.
In my head.
There's probably more.
There's probably way more, but like it was one of those. We watched, what was the name of that movie we watched a couple of weeks ago with the alternate dimension with the meteor? Where like a meteor was like passing by and then there was like
Coherence.
Coherence. I don't know if you ever saw Coherence.
Never saw that.
So good.
Incredible. Nobody I feel like has ever heard of this. Just watch it on YouTube. And I have this great ability. I'm not on the spectrum by any means. But you pause something and you show me some colors and shapes and I could tell, hey, that says Planet of the Apes. And there was a moment of coherence where I was like, she's standing in front of the Making a Star Wars book. And then Zeta was like, no, she wasn't. And I rewound it and I paused it. And then you see it right over her shoulder. It was blurred out too.
It was like we had to fucking be like, focus, refocus.
And I caught it.
It's a superpower.
I started.
It was a bookshelf.
It was a bookshelf.
Many books.
And it was like the one I was able to zoom in.
Leather-bound books.
And the reason why I love this
nice.
Is because there was that moment where you're looking at Netanyahu's storyboard for Wonder Man, and I paused it to look at, okay, there's Iron Man, there's Cap Shield, there's Thor, and then I'm like, just like plugging in all these other things. And I'm like, oh wait, this ain't that kind of party. This doesn't matter. That's not what this show is. Let me just watch this. And that's what I love so much about this. This show succeeded where Moon Knight failed in terms of giving you something that had nothing to do with the rest of the universe, completely disjointed and leaving people wanting more. I happen to think Moon Knight was a little bit better than people gave it credit for. However, this is the best show, I would agree with you, since Hawkeye.
Yeah, I thought it was just outstanding across the board. It was also a love letter to LA, which, I mean, take that city what you will. But I don't know. I've been watching a lot of LA kind of love letter properties. Like, you know what movie I finally saw, which is considered one of the greatest of all time? I'd never seen it. I'm sure you've seen it, Troy, because you're such a big Carrie Fisher fan. But I saw Singing in the Rain for the first time.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I know. It's always been on my list, but holy cow, that's one of the greatest. That's up there with Godfather and Casablanca. I mean, that movie was unbelievable.
Yeah. A lot of those LA-based movies, I feel like, get branded as girlfriend movies, like movies that are just they're like, there's horror movies boyfriends make their girlfriends watch, and there's horror movies girlfriends make their boyfriends watch.
Horror movies are romance.
Yeah, truly. But like Singing in the Rain was one of those that I didn't read until after I read Princess Diarist, which was Carrie's last book, and it was like right before she had died. And I remember watching it. There's just something about like the era of Technicolor just not existing anymore, and just seeing movies being filmed and not digital. And it's really hard to stand out as any kind of project now. We just saw the movie Two Sleepy People last week, which was a Kickstarter that I feel like nobody knew anything about, and we went to go see it, and I left the theater. We both left it just being like, what the hell was that? That was an incredible journey. That was an incredible ride to go through. And Wonder Man succeeded again where Moon Knight failed in that same regard, right? Where Moon Knight had all that incredible Egyptian culture, and then it had that integration with Khonshu and what's his name from White Lotus, who ended up being kind of a predator, and Ethan
Abraham.
Yeah, Murray Abraham. And then like you're thinking, okay, this is all gonna add up, and then you get to a talking hippopotamus, and that's like by episode 6, and you're like, man, what the fuck am I watching right now?
Just put on Madagascar.
Yeah, just put on Madagascar.
Always put on
smile and wave, boys. And there was
smile and wave.
There was not there was not a point in Wonder Man where I was not invested. And I think it's because I didn't know anything about it. And I recommend where it's been a very long start to the year. Every day there's been news worse than the previous day. If anyone is looking for a good escapism this weekend or at any other point in time where you have 35 minutes, 8 episodes apiece to watch, dive into Wonder Man. It is the perfect escapism show.
Yeah, could not recommend it more.
Yeah, it was great. I'm gonna run through it again, I think. See if I can find any other Easter eggs. What?
As she puts the office back on.
Michael!
That's amazing. All right, so that's
broke.
Wonder Man. Couldn't recommend it enough. Next week we are doing Fantastic Four by Ryan North, the first 6 issues. Then what do we have after that, Brent? We have
Arkham Asylum, a serious place for the Grant Morrison run, and we might have a special guest on for that one as well. Yes. So that's going to be a very spooky Friday the 13th episode.
Yes,
love that. Are we gonna do Absolute Joker?
Is there an Absolute Joker?
Did something come out?
Red Sun. We're going to do after that.
Oh, Joker's going to be an absolute Batman.
He's an absolute Batman now. Okay. Yeah. So we'll catch up to that probably in June when those 6 issues have come out.
Wow, this is how you guys live. You got to wait for it to come out.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I get it.
That's why we do legacy books.
Yeah, that's why, because they're all just there. But
all the episodes of Wonder Man.
Yeah,
now,
they're all streaming. Everybody watch Wonder Man now, and virtually. Thank you for that gift. I can't wait to frame that, man. I love that so much, man.
Yeah, I can't believe I've heard so much about these fucking ducks. I like
Launchpad McQuack. I was actually wearing this sweatshirt when he was talking about that in Edmonton.
Yeah, and then when we were in the Uber,
I was
dying.
That guy quit driving that day.
He did. I gave him comp tickets to the show, and then 20 minutes before the show, he's like,
"I ain't
gonna make it."
Oh, that guy was the man. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because you were in the front with him explaining
ducks to him.
DuckTales.
I just think it's interesting that he's Scrooge McDuck's driver, and he's Darkwing Duck's sidekick.
It's fucked up, T.
It is. It's not. It's just interesting. What? You telling me you never thought about that?
You never pondered that?
Never pondered it? No.
Two separate things completely entirely. Scrooge McDuck, fucking Darkwing Duck. 2 separate ducks completely entirely.
I don't like that talk.
I don't like that kind of duck in my house. It quacks me. It would hurt me less. So what? Fucking duck food now?
Name one time I've ever made fun of a duck.
You have no fucking idea, do you?
I love ducks.
Well, I think that covers us for Wonder Man this week. Happy early birthday to our co-creator Mr. Brent Birnbaum.
Yeah.
Thank you for the incredible birthday present. And happy early birthday to Slater, too. It's not till June, but I want to get it.
Happy belated to you.
Thank
Let's
you.
all go around.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Well, I do want to say Slater took me for my birthday to this incredible cigar spot. And we got these, it was the Sopranos restaurant. And then next to it, we had cigars. And then there was this beautiful little golden doodle who was sitting right at the cigar shop as he was cutting it up. And I haven't been able to finish this cigar yet because it has remnants of dog saliva. And it smells like the jacket.
The jacket.
I took off Rocco DeMeo. Nobody thought my size I could carry it, but I held it okay.
And Slater has bringing back a Shotcast, so I want to make sure that we plug that.
Shotcast.
We are a family that supports each other's endeavors, so
Yeah.
that will
watch
be
me
linked
get
below.
drunk.
Still,
Yeah.
the drunkest, still the drunkest I've gotten in like 4 years.
Yeah, I'm getting a reputation of making people drunk, and I'm like, they got a lot of dudes.
Dr. Cosby.
Yeah, we have pudding after. It's great.
On that note, I've got to run to Broadway. Next week is Secret Identity, Fantastic Four. Then we got some Arkham Asylum and Superman Red Sun. And we'll post all this on the story so all of you can keep up with that. But until then, I am honorably, and it's not lost on me, Simon Troy Bond, Unstable Wonder Man Williams.
I am Brent, traitor, but really does the right thing in the end. Trevor Slattery Birnbaum.
And I'm Slater, Kathy Friedman Harrison.
No, that's not who you were.
That
Come on,
was.
Doorman.
I'm
Ding
not
dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Ding dong.